Yes, these are my pants, but these are not my pockets. I'm not making this up, seriously. Oh god. Lol, what did you answer him? I had just started working then and couldn't come up with a witty answer. I just smirked and continued the search. I think he meant that everything else in his pockets, cigarettes, ID, lighter, keys, was his. But the bag with the stuff is not his. But who am I to draw conclusions? The man said it wasn't his pockets. So it's not his. A friend's daughter and her boyfriend got caught with a kilogram of weed. The daughter says, "Oh, we weren't going to smoke it, we wanted to sell it." Trial for drunk driving. The defendant decided to defend herself. During the hearing, she tried to present evidence, but the prosecutor immediately stopped her. The judge, perhaps pitying her pathetic attempts to defend herself, asked to look at the evidence. It was a check from the bar she drove away from right before I stopped her. The check lists 2 large margaritas. Her defense was that, "I couldn't be drunk, I only had 2 margaritas." The woman was found guilty. For reference, I originally stopped her for driving off the road on an embankment to get to Mikado. My brother works as a cop in Detroit. He told me this story. A call comes in. Someone's car was stolen. They arrive, and it turns out that first someone stole the wheels from it, and then another group stole the car itself. They dragged it 2 blocks without wheels, leaving perfect furrows in the asphalt right to their garage. Their defense? "But we didn't steal the wheels." Detroit. If we're gonna rob, we're going all the way. My boyfriend is a policeman. The other day, he stopped a drunk driver and he stepped on the gas. The chase continued all the way to his house. The drunk finally stopped and says, "Well, I got home. Everything is fine. You can go." Then he argued and yelled. It was 3 a.m. The violator's family woke up. His son came out onto the porch and yelled, "God damn it, Dad, we told you to quit this." I'm not a cop, but I work in prison. 2 prisoners clashed in the hallway. I was closest. I only managed to see the beginning of the brawl out of the corner of my eye. In the report, I wrote, "Both prisoners fell to the floor. One name was on top of the other name." Later, the sergeant read my report to one of the participants. According to the rules, the prisoner could challenge any inaccuracies. "Sergeant, do you want to challenge anything from the report?" Prisoner: "Yes, we didn't fall. I grabbed him and threw him on the floor." What could have been considered a normal fight turned into an assault charge. "Sir, can I see your driver's license?" "I don't have one." "And why were you driving then?" "I wasn't driving, I was moving." My grandfather was a policeman. One day, when he was filling up his service car in police uniform, a guy with a knife approached him and tried to rob him. Spoiler, it didn't work. For those who didn't understand, my grandfather just pulled out his gun and arrested him. The scene looked something like this. "Give me the wallet." "What?" "Give me the wallet." "Are you sure you want to do this?" "Yes, come on." "Okay." Pulls out a gun. "You are under arrest." The guy is shocked. One day I detained a man who was shooting up drugs in the parents' room with children in the shopping center. I go in and he has a needle in his vein. We look at each other in silence for a couple of seconds. Then he says, I have diabetes." I put handcuffs on him, leave my partner to search him, read him his rights, and the guy has 87 convictions for stuff. I finish my speech. "Do you understand your rights?" He answers under the influence, "Don't you want to go out to dinner?" And by the way, this is not the strangest reaction I have received to reading rights. Edited. Yes, I'm from Australia. Our system is a bit different. Not a cop, but I used to read police reports at work often. My favorite case is a woman who refused to take a breathalyzer test with the words, "I'm not going to blow into this, but I can blow into your bolt." Stopped a suspicious guy near an area where a lot of cars were stolen. Asked a few questions and searched him. Found a bunch of phones, wallets, and cards. He claimed that all the cards belonged to him, and all 13 identities on the ID cards also belonged to him. He actually went to court with this and claimed that he was innocent. "Okay, Mr. Jones, you are arrested on 12 counts of theft.
Mr. Fletcher, you are also arrested. Mrs. Rodriguez, you are also arrested. Stopped the driver. License and registration, please. He leans over to the passenger seat, scoops up a handful of lo mein noodles, and hands them to me. The guy was locked up for driving under the influence for the 4th time. I still wonder, did he really think these were documents? Or was it a sacrifice in exchange for mercy? My ex says the cop who stopped them, I'm so wasted right now that I'm shocked myself. I had an acquaintance who was later nicknamed Don DUI, driving under the influence. Once he was driving a drunk girl home from a party, and he himself was heavily stoned. A cop stops them. He could have lied calmly, blown into the tube, and driven away. But no. The first thing he says, I'll say it straight, I'm freaking stoned. Of course, he spent the night in the drunk tank, and then it's a movie. It turns out that the girl is 17 and homeless. She had nowhere to go. And he gave the police my address. I was 18 then. I lived alone, so I suddenly became her temporary guardian. Wonderful night. Thank you, Don. Sarcasm, if anything. We arrive at a call to a residential complex. A boy was eating a corn dog on a roof and got stuck there. The firefighters take him down. I ask, why did you even climb on the roof? And with a corn dog? He's like, with a straight face. I threw it up there. And such a look like, are you stupid? I just had no words. I'm a dispatcher. A man calls and says, I'm with my ex now. She's pregnant by me. Well, yes, we have a no contact order, but we want to eat together. Please call the judge and cancel the ban. We'll go to a restaurant. The officer next to my partner, who is answering the call, asks, where is he now? We'll send the judge right to him. The guy hung up. A woman is sitting in the courtroom waiting for the start of the trial for drunk driving. 10 to 15 minutes before the start, the judge and lawyers are walking around the hall collecting papers. The prosecutor is offering her a deal for the last time. She yells, "This is all illegal. The court is corrupt. How am I going to take my child to school now?" She behaves like a capricious teenager. There's a commotion, and someone suddenly smells alcohol. And she's, by the way, on probation. She's not allowed to drink at all. The judge immediately orders her to take a breathalyzer test in the courthouse on her own trial for drunk driving. And she herself drove to court drunk to the trial for drunk driving. I put handcuffs on her and led her to the detention center, and she screamed the whole way. I had no words, not a drop of pity for her. I could barely hold back my laughter. Near my town, a guy killed a woman. He put her in a large garment bag and threw it in a wasteland. He just forgot to remove the baggage tag from the bag with his name and address after the last flight. Another genius was going to rob a bank. He wrote a threatening note. He put it in his wallet, and in the bank he accidentally took out his driver's license too. And the third one just miscalculated the timing. He has a long criminal record for car theft. He was taken to the hospital after being beaten in the parking lot of a sports complex. He decided to steal a car after a lacrosse match. He kept telling the police, "I have no idea why I was attacked." Former cop. Ooh, I have something to tell. Once, a guy stole a car from a poor girl. Her first car. She worked 2 jobs. Just a sweetheart. And for some reason, there was her phone in the car. My colleague, who has the writing style of a stand-up comedian, calls the number. The thief answers. "Hey, scum! You robbed my girl. Freeze, I'm coming now and I'll smash you and your girl. I'm waiting for you at the gas station on the corner of Main and 5th. No cops, no friends, like a man with a man. You coward. I'll fuck you in the ass. Wait, you bastard. Hang up." I'm like, really? He's coming? And what do you think? This idiot actually drives up in the stolen car with the ignition lock, still his lockpick. We're sitting in ambush. We jump out. We block him from all sides. He had a loaded gun on him. He's also on probation. Genius. A couple of months later in court, he said that the gun wasn't his. They say the girl planted it herself. The jury didn't buy it. We saw him hide it under the seat when he noticed us. You should have seen his face when he realized he was caught. Later, he died in a crash trying to escape from the police in another stolen car. Another story. Saturday night. We're going to a fight at a club. 20 bodybuilders in t-shirts in Monster Energy caps. Everything as it should be. We grab whoever we can from the crowd, we search on the go, and throw them into the first police car we can find. Then, back to the fight. When it was all over, we urgently needed to go to another call. I run to my car. There's no one in it. Great! I can go straight away. I jump in, turn on the siren. I'm driving through the city in the fog at 2 a.m. Empty, calm. And then, in the rearview mirror, a figure in a hoodie slowly rises